tour, and we're doing it better than anybody else alive.
Cool. Let's go, baby. What you doing tonight, girl? Probably watching Grand Slam, is she, Big Joe? Holy shit.
Here you go.
Holy shit. Wow. Yo, Clint.
What?
I'm gonna need a magnetic. 180. Holy fuck, dude. This was in the same case of Tiger. Boom! Hey! Let's go, baby! I told y'all we fucking bring the fucking heat, son. Woo! Oh shit! There it is! Oh my god! The fucking bomb! Get some, motherfucker! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! There it is, I got it. I got my fucking card! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go, baby! Yes, baby! Told you we can do it! Let's go, baby! Boom! What up? What up? What up? Hope everybody's good. I wanted to go over a couple things. I haven't been able to talk to y'all on the reel lately, and I wanted to show you guys something as far as PSA orders go and our plan. I told you that 2021 was going to be the year of the customer and the give back, and I think one of the ways to do that is I want there to be anything I know how to do in this industry or anything that I'm doing, I want to be able to share it with my customers. I'm a big believer in karma. I'm a big believer in just because you show somebody how to do something doesn't mean that they're going to steal what you rightfully work for. I think it's, when I started Grand Slam Nation, it wasn't some bullshit. It was, I really did want it to be like Big Blue Nation at Kentucky, where it was a group. And if there's little tricks that I can pick up and you're a customer in San Francisco, what does it matter to me to help you, help your family? There's no reason for me to, I can say I have everything that I want, everything I need. I don't need anything else. I don't need to make another dollar in cards. That's not important to me. What's important to me, obviously, y'all know I want to, but my point is, what I'm saying is that I want you guys to have the playbook. At the end of the year, I want everybody to be like, man, he's shown us everything he does, and how sometimes I think people will get wrapped up in where we're selling a big card for this huge amount of money, and that's like fast cash. Well, that's great if that happens, but like these PSA orders, this is the turtle race. This is it separates the pussies from the real nut draggers. And what I mean by that is anything we do in life that is new, whether if you're traveling to a new country or a new state, or if you're filling out a PSA message, a PSA form, if you're starting a new job, there's always going to be some fear and anxiety in that. It's the non-puss boys and girls who get onto the other side that tackle it and go on and get it done. And I feel like the PSA thing right now, it may change. When they change these prices, I may have a different tune for you. But I think PSA grading is a way for the turtle to make some huge paydays, but it's going to take some patience and time to do it. And I'm going to show you how we do it. And like today, we have two orders. This is what they look like when they come back. They're about 100. They're over 100 cards every time. We were paying $12 at this time, I think. I think it's $15 now. I don't know the exact price. I've hired Brian, and he solely handles this for me now. But I want to show you what we do so you can do it and make money at your local show or your local card shop or whatever, man. It's we're all in this together. You know, your boat sinking doesn't make my boat go any higher. I told y'all a long time ago I'm going to reach back and grab as many as I can, and these are the little things that I think can help a lot of y'all that you don't even really take interaction with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to explain. All you do is you go to the website, psacard.com, and then that's where you can only submit through the website now, which is fine. That's something you'll have to tinker with. I'm not going to do a tutorial on it, but I want to show you how we did what we did. And what it's about a 7 or 8 month period is what it was. We decided to send in an order, at least one order every single week, no matter what, until we got our orders, started getting our orders back. And it's taken about a 7 month window. And now we have about 4,500 cards at PSA. So the good news is they do not charge you for your order until it's done. So you can send these in weekly and you're not getting that $1,200, $1,400, $1,500 out of your account. If you're doing 100 cards, let's say 100 cards at $15 a card, it's going to be about $1,600 after insurance and shipping. Let's say $1,600. It does not get charged until the cards are graded. Once they're done, they will either do two things. Once you send your cards off in bulk, like this is bulk, you will send them off, and 7 months later, you're going to get an email saying that you can look at your grades, or they'll send you the greatest email of all that says, hey, this card graded X, it costs this much. People who complain about that are losers. I don't want to talk, it's not worth it. You're going to complain over $8 when you get a $500 bump in your card. It's not anything to worry about. It's good news. But that it is what it is. I'm not going to rage against the machine. People who want to rage against the machine, they're always sitting around in the corner screaming and yelling at nobody. Like, I'm not interested in that. You got to understand the game and then get in the game and profit, right? So all we do is we go through hundreds of cards, and that'll take a little bit of getting used to. But my advice to anybody that's going to take this is maybe buy a PSA 7, 8, 9, and 10 card, or pull them out of your collection and study those cards, and you'll start to pick up what they're looking for. Sometimes they just make mistakes, guys. It happens, good and bad. Again, don't rage against the machine. Crack it open and send it again if that's what it is. I'm not here to counsel people on their anger management issues or anything. I'm here to try to tell you what we do. So what we do is we go through, we find cards in deals or at card shows. We buy people's complete collections recently. I don't really care. I've been trying to get as many raw cards as I can to put Bryant to work, and we go through them. And I mean, our goal is to send in anything that's a 9. Sometimes we make a mistake. We've had 5s and 6s. Here's a 6. This came back a 6. It looks like I haven't even looked at it. This just got opened up. Sometimes I'll see if Bryant missed something. Really, it looks like a couple of fingerprints on it. I don't know how they got on there. He wouldn't have sent it that way. But two things can happen with this card. Yeah, it's fingerprints, I guess. What the hell? Doesn't look bad to me. Anyway, I don't know. I have people sometimes that'll be like, hey, what is your gem mint percentage? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Oh, my BGS percentage is 90.37. I swear. And I'm thinking in my head, the fuck are you talking about, man? If I send in a bunch of booty-ass cards that are worth $2 a piece that are 10s, not a scratch on there that I see, but I'll look. I appreciate. Who cares? Anyway, I don't want to get off on that rabbit hole. It doesn't matter how many 10s you get if you're sending in a bunch of weak shit to get a 10 to be right. Like, there's so many people that want to be right. And that guy's going to spend a lot of time and a lot of money, like excruciatingly trying to find the 1 or 2 dogs in the 100. Why not just pay the $15 and move on? If your time's not worth $15 an hour, that's on you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't excruciatingly, like, I'll have people that are just so uptight about it. Like, man, just take a good look at them. If they look mint to you, send them. You know, at this point in time, this could be a video that's outdated 3 months from now. But I mean, you'll see where I think there's a 7 in here too. But most of them are not, they've gotten tougher in the last couple months. You know what I'm saying? Always being right. 9s, just 9. Like, we're just chipping away at it. Like, these cards aren't anything great, you know, but you start adding money to that bank account. $10, $15, $30, and then all of a sudden you'll hit a biggie. But I mean, if you look, all of them are worth more than the 15. I mean, these cards didn't cost us hardly anything. You see what I mean? And you just start kind of chipping at it. They've gotten tougher. 100% they've gotten tougher. And then bam, you'll hit one for a couple hundred or whatever it is, 500. Like, pay $12 for that to be graded, man. Like, that's real money. You're creating your own future. Like, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the real deal. All you did was you went to a card show. Instead of being like your buddy sitting by the pool on vacation, you hop in your car, your Honda Odyssey, and roll to the local card shop and pick up a John Morant that you're able to look at and go, yeah, it's probably a 9. The difference between a 9 and a 10 is bullshit, guys. Like people will bring me their cards and go, do you think this will 10? Well, man, fuck, dude. To me, a 9 and a 10 really isn't much different. Like, I've got 10s that I don't think are 9s, and I've got 9s that I think are 10s. So what I'm saying is you're just like, don't try to be perfect. Just find good quality cards that are mint and then send them in right now. It'll start. If you start sending an order in, let's say you do it once every month because you got a job and you've got responsibilities and this isn't your life like it is for me. Like, maybe try to do one order a month of 100 cards. And you should be able to do that at night while your wife is sleeping. You should be able to, like, on eBay, you should be able to round up lots of cards. Look for the big names. Robert, Tatis, Alonso, Guerrero. Shit like that, man. And again, you're not going to get rich. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme or anything, but it's fucking hella fun. And you just, by the time you get them back, you've already forgotten what you sent, you know? To me, it's a really good cycle to get started. It sucked. The first couple months, man, you're sending all these cards in, and you're like, yeah. But over time, you just kind of forget about it. And I mean, there's a whole box over. I don't even know what's in it. I forget. I mean, there's nothing crazy. These are bulks. It's not like I've got some Jordan rookies or anything in here, but they add up, man. And another thing, too, is if you're going to do this, you need to commit to setting up at, like, card shows and things, because you've got to be able to move your inventory. You can't just grade 5,000 cards and just, like, you know, if you want to sell them on eBay, all you can, I guess. But my thinking is, you want to make it like one, like, think of your little card business as a factory, and there's different wings. There's the grading department, there's the card show department, there's the eBay department, each one. No, I express if there's something valuable. These are $12 bulk, I think. Maybe, no, these were $12 a piece. I saw the credit card bill was like $12.49. So I sent these in 7 months ago and got charged $12.49 just the other day. And I think, like, see, there's an 8. That card ain't worth a jack shit. It happens. Big deal. Still cool card. I'm just going over this because I want to show you that, you know, like, it's not all gym. Like, people will hop on Instagram and show you 50 PSA 10s, you know. Oh, look at my order. I'm 50 for 50. It's like, man, don't get discouraged. Like, I'm doing it 9s, 10s. There's some 8s in there. You just have to be willing to put in the work, and I'm literally telling you exactly what we do. You go to the PSA website, you tinker with it a little bit, and you'll learn fast. It's not difficult at all, man. If you've got a high school degree, you can send in cards to PSA. That's a cool card, I think. I had forgot I even had that card. And all of a sudden, you have this inventory that shows up 7 months later, and you're in the game at that point. Oh, pop reports are, yeah, they are important, but I don't, I mean, one of the sharpest dudes that I've met that's gotten into this, his name's Kenny. And he studies the pop reports and things on certain cards. And so he's able to kind of take a look and say, this card could get pumped up fast because there's only 40 of this card. Or I think he's damn near a genius, honestly. I dealt with him and I was like, that guy could do some damaging sports cards. Highly impressed with him. But like on these, no, man, they're just regular old cards that you buy at a show. Like you want to go to the show 2 times. Either I would always try to be one of the first ones there. Like I was going to the card shows at 5:30 in the morning to be the first one there. You can do just as much damage at the end of the show. The middle time is where you need to go do some other stuff. The beginning and the end is where it's at. Show up at 5:30 with a brick full of cash. Don't bring Venmo and PayPal and all that bullshit. And I understand, well, there's some risks involved. I mean, nothing in this life, there's not some risks involved, right? Like, damn, if you don't want to take any risk, put it in a savings account. And we'll see how it turns out in the end. You're going to have to take some risks, but get there early. Try to find the guys that aren't the normal card show dudes, that are setting up their, like if they look like a professional setting up, just roll on, because you're not an octopus. You only got 2 arms. You got to, in this environment, you're going to have to pick and choose how you want to do your damage at the card show. You're going to have to gamble. The most exciting thing for me personally in the next 6 months or so is there's going to be friends that I have that I've watched grind it out for 20 years, and they're going to hit that $100,000 lick at one of these card shows one day, soon. That was never possible back in the day, but it's possible now. But what I mean by pick and choose is like you might see some older guy, setting out some shit, and he doesn't look like he knows exactly what's going on. That's the table to go check out quick, be efficient. Go over there and look, ask a question or two. Do you have any Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron? If he's like, oh yeah, I got a whole box of Kobe. And then what you want to do is try to be inconspicuous. Don't bring attention to you over there if you found something, because there has to be the negotiation part, right? And you don't want some fucking snake behind you running up the value of them, telling the dude what he's got, all this. Blah. There's just people out there that they don't want to see you do well, folks. Nothing you can do. You could give them $1 million and they'd want you to pay the taxes. So, you want to be inconspicuous when you do find the deal. Talk softly. Sometimes I get excited, because I have a passion for cards, and I'm definitely too loud. You should try to be patient and calm and get the deal done, pay the man, and get to your next spot. Because I think if you're going to go the grading route, it's time at the beginning of that show is very valuable, and at the end of the show is where you can buy people out. And I feel like with the grading in bulk, that's where you can really separate yourself from other people. Some people just want to cherry pick the top 5 or 6 cards and move on, and they don't want to do the work is what I'm trying to get at. I think you should learn how to do this and do the work. If you think me or Adam or Dimitri or Weston or Jameson or Blowout or Dave and Adam, if you thought any of those guys are doing well because it just fell in their lap, you're out of your mind. They did the work. And you have an advantage over all of us. And it's this opportunity that's right in front of you as far as I'm concerned. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah, there's a 7. That's a joke too. Kyler, just 9s, Nothing special, man. These cards are not expensive, but you put them in a 9 holder, you double your money on your little investment 7 months down the road. This card is cool as hell. So we got a 6, a 7, and an 8. Big deal. That was 3 cards that were, not what I'm looking for. What's up? And I think people can change their lives doing that right now. See, those are just, that's a nice card. Don't freak out if you're fairly new. If you see a few, sometimes I'll freak out because I see little nicks in the holders. If that's got that new PSA logo, it's tough for people to crack them open and put them back in there. Yeah, I'm tempted to send the SGA back in just out of curiosity. I like doing stuff like that just to see. There's got to be something. They're not going to give you a 7. Yeah, rip the old man off. That's the moral of the story. No. That's not the moral of the story, bud. If an old man says, my Kobe Bryant, I want $50 for it, you pay. Let me tell you something. People like Ed, they're never going anywhere. Let me tell you why I've learned this the hard way. And I'm giving you this for free. You do whatever you want. You want to act all high and mighty and all this shit, go ahead. But here's the deal. I had somebody come into the store one time and offer me a card, one card, for $500. I'm not going to get into what card it was. It was an older lady, you know, someone's grandma's the way I figured it. True story. Offered her $2,000 for the card instead of $500. She turns around and asks me $5,000 for it after I asked the $2,000, and I don't get the card that's probably worth $3,000. She leaves with the card because I offered her more. You do things however you want with your business. I'm not saying go around and be an asshole and take advantage of people. But if someone walks into you, there's risks involved when you're buying, let's say, a Michael Jordan autograph. It could be fake. Is your expertise not valuable if you know if it's real or not? Your time, your risk of getting it shipped off, paying for the grading, all these things. So my thinking is that, no, that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is treat people the way you want to be treated. With that said, from painful experience and losing $2,500, I did that and got my hand burned on the stove and decided, you know what, from here on out, you need to, if someone offers you a good deal, that's just part of the putting up with all the bullshit, you know. If they're happy with that number and they ask you that number.
Can you price cards? Or?
Nah.
Okay, well, when you're off.
Okay. Then if you donate, maybe take it for $500. And over time, donate hundreds of thousands to St. Jude, and then you feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do whatever you want. It's your life. I know people that if an old lady came in with a $500 card and it was worth $3,000, they'd offer her $200. It's true. It's true. But I mean, anyway, to get back on track, just chopping away, little cards here and there, nothing crazy, dirty. See what I mean? There's nothing crazy in here. There's old DeJounte. He's got a following. Find players that have a following, and if you got low, like this is to 25, that's another trick. This card will be worth more than you'd think. It's 2 of 25. DeJounte Murray, Gem Mint 10, Meta. I'm not going to go through every card, but I want to show you. See, like these cards, they're nothing special. But to me, Tatis and Guerrero's, I'm going to send in as many as I can. You can't subgrade PSA. You get the gist of it. I'm not going to go through every card. Like Devontae 9, Mitchell, Keldon. But if you do this over and over and you make it just like routine, I can tell you 6 or 7 months later, I don't even think a thing about it. It's my job to round the cards up. It's Bryant's job to round. You asked about cleaning cards. We don't clean cards, but what we use is a microfiber cloth on anything slick. You just take a microfiber cloth like a Ray-Ban microfiber cloth, and you get the fingerprints off of it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be crooked to win. You know, like this isn't the fucking county fair. You know, like you can win straight up. You don't have to cheat people. You don't have to lie and steal and all that shit. RJ's, Kobe. Miss you, Kobe. Rui! All right. All right, that's essentially it. Is there anybody that has any questions about what I was talking about? Get familiar with I believe PSA is the way to go. I think the guys that are spending millions and millions of dollars, they want PSA cards. I prefer the Beckett holder. That's just me, but it's clunky and it's not good for storing cards forever. But I'm just trying to give you what I think maximizes your dollars if this is what you want to do in your spare time. I agree, Richard. Hard to accumulate lots of stuff. I didn't start out doing this. You got to start somewhere. If you look at someone that's doing it 50 times more and has more time and energy, you're going to get discouraged. Send in 10 cards. Start somewhere. Do something. Take the step. You'll feel great about yourself sending in 10 a month. The Mahomes? What Mahomes did you buy last night? Oh, yeah, the Phoenix. That's the tricky part. Whenever you got a question about would you grade a rated rookie rainbow, things like that, I just go to eBay or 130 point and just kind of look at the values of that card and say a 9. I try to act as if every card's coming back a 9. 7 months, Cliff. It takes about 7 months for us on our bulk. It took 7 months. I think it'll shorten up, but, 7 months. What about buying a PSA? It just all depends. It's all relative, right? I like PSA 9s. That's my favorite thing for my collection. I like 9s, honestly. I don't see the advantage of paying 10 times a 10. A lot of that high-end stuff that's super sensitive has been hacked up and trimmed. Like I told you, I'll tell you anything that I know. And like people ask, why are Beckett less valuable than PSA? Well, you want me to? I can tell you some of the reasons why. One is that Beckett will grade sheet cut cards. And what that is, like, let's say an 86 Topps Jerry Rice rookie, the first 2 ever graded by Beckett, 100% were sheet cut cards. I saw them with my own eyes. And what that is back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you could buy the whole 132 card sheet, cut the Jerry Rice out exactly the way you wanted it. And it's a card. I don't have any problem with it. I'm just saying there's going to be a whole lot more BGS 95 Marinos and Elways because a lot of them are sheet cut. The 84 Topps Marino and Elways fucking a mess to try to get a PSA 10. So that's why PSA doesn't do the sheet cut cards. They know how to tell the difference, supposedly. I don't think that the 1% of this industry that cheats and trims and cuts cards and rips people off is ever going to, it's happened a few times in this industry, and it's like shooting a BB gun at the Titanic. You're going to need an iceberg, not a BB gun. Be careful who you're fucking with. I think that, when you're dealing with raw cards, you think you're in a honey hole and it's some guy that's trimmed some stuff, got it back trimmed, and then is selling it. If something's too good to be true, sometimes you need to stick your radar up. But that's just part of the beast. You'll learn all that. You'll buy cards that are trimmed. You'll buy cards that are counterfeit. I can't do any of that for you other than just, give you the advice that if your radar goes up, just stay away from it. You can't lose anything you don't put in the middle, right? There's not always, the greed part of it is what I feel is going to get a lot of people and can get you if you're not careful. Your baseball card business, whether it's breaking, card shop owning, whatever, submitting cards, it needs to have a pretty solid foundation. And you don't want to be risking everything you have on every roll of the dice. You want to build it solid and then just keep chipping away, right? If you hit the mother lode, great. That's great. But I think grading cards in the next couple years can make people just regular old dudes going to flea markets and card shows and card shops, and I think can make 6-figure incomes doing it. to me, that's badass. I'm rooting for you. If there's anything I can do, man, let me know. I really and truly want this year to be about you guys as far as trying to, I've got some crazy stories that, I've been around for a while, so I've got some crazy stories that I don't mind sharing them, good, bad, whatever. I'm a firm believer in that. I'll share with you anything that I know. I'm not afraid to share what I do know. There's people out there that know a lot more, to be quite frank, but I do feel like I do have some knowledge that I can pass on to you guys that are learning or want to get into it and you're afraid. The biggest thing is fear. That's it. It always, looking back on my life, is fear. Fear will paralyze most people for whatever reason. Fear of failure, fear of loss. Like Yoda says, fear of loss leads to the dark side, right? It's those who have a little bit of fucking kahunas that take some shots. Even I've seen people lose it all and just come back like gangbusters. Just because you fail doesn't make you a failure. You know what I'm saying? And that's not my quote. I've heard that on a million times. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, go after it. Like, you're gonna make some mistakes, and that's okay. I promise you, if baseball cards had a win-loss record, I would have more L's than W's. And I think that says something for people out there that are trying to learn as they go. Yeah, it's a lot, but if you have a passion for it, this is a game that can be beaten. It's not blackjack at the casino. It's not Texas Hold'em if you're not good enough. This is a game that if you are willing to put the work in and humble yourself and ask the right people the right questions and remember that it's not all you lead, don't get too caught up in what you create. It's not just you. There's a lot of people along the way that helped. If you'll remember those people, thank them, be appreciative, I think sky's the limit for a lot of you guys. There's some customers that have come into my store in the last month or two that they've blown me away. They've gotten into it and they're very intelligent. You don't have to be super intelligent, but you got to have some sense. You got to have some tools in your toolbox. But I'm really just impressed with the way they skin the cat. There's so many ways to skin it, man. Finding a card shop who can't move, there's so many card shops out there that can't even sell wax, but they take everything that they can get because it's worth so much. If you can just work out a deal with a card shop where he's giving it to you for where he makes 50% and you make 50% because you figure out how to move it and he can't, that's a win-win situation, right? There's so many ways to skin the cat. I get excited. I'm bouncing all around because I want to tell you all these ideas that I have. But I think grading is one of the most simple, and it's a good, it's something that you can do from the recliner if you want to, right? Yeah, these were bulk orders. We send 90% of it bulk. All right, man, I'm rooting for y'all. Got nothing but love. If you got a question, and I'll try to help when I can. I try to do these videos just because I think I'm hoping 20 years from now when I hang them up, some kid comes, or some kid now, or some dude's like, hey man, you helped me out. You helped me and my family out. I was in a dark spot. And that's something else I hadn't said in the last week or two, and I want people to remember. Sometimes I think when you get out of the darkness, you almost don't even want to think about the darkness because it sucks so bad. But I think we owe it to people when you climb out that you need to reach back, and that sucks. Sometimes I can still remember the feeling of sitting in that grocery store in the cereal aisle, having to pick what cereal I was going to get for my kids because of mistakes of my own, nobody else's, not my wife's, not my kids, but mistakes I had made, and promising myself that I would never be in this situation again. And if you're in that moment, or you've had that moment and you're still scratching and clawing, man, all I can really tell you is, for me personally, just sticking to the fight. Find someone you can confide in. Me and my brother, Was there for me, when I probably didn't feel too good about myself, and kept me swinging. And find somebody like that, whether it's a brother or a mother or a friend. You're going to have some people you ride with, What's so much fun if your boat rises and nobody that you care about's boat, doesn't rise? Like you want everybody around you to do well too. So these people that came along for the ride and had your back, right? Yeah, that's what's up, baby. Have a good weekend. Hope somebody learned.